Which political or military figure has the highest credibility when they talk about conditions in Iraq? If you want an extraordinary example of the highly partisan environment in which the debate on Iraq is being undertaken in America today, look at these data. We ask Americans to rate how reliable they thought each of 16 different political and military figures were in terms of what they say about conditions in Iraq. Let's look at Vice President Dick Cheney. 81% of Republicans say that what he says about Iraq, reliable. Only 19% of Democrats agree. On the other hand, Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton, candidate for president, 80% of Democrats say what she says about Iraq is reliable. Only 29% of Republicans agree about Hillary Rodham Clinton. Look at these numbers. 80% of Americans across the board say that what General Petraeus has to say about Iraq is accurate. And look at General Peter Pace. He's chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I don't think a lot of Americans know who he is specifically, but because of the title and the office he has, when he speaks about Iraq, a lot of Americans say it is reliable. Second point, look how low politicians on both sides of the aisles do. Both Dick Cheney, the vice president, and George W. Bush, the president, score low on this reliability scale, but also so do Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid. They're Democrats. Third point, members of the Bush administration cabinet, unlike the president and vice president, score very high. Look at the numbers here for Secretary of Defense Robert Gates and for Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. Finally, we tested 5 candidates for president. At the top of the list, John McCain, the Republican. He's a former military officer, prisoner of war in Vietnam, graduate of the U.S. Naval Academy. He's more credible on Iraq than any of the 4 other candidates we tested: Hillary Clinton, John Edwards, Rudy Giuliani, or Barack Obama. Bottom line out of all of this, highly partisan attitudes in terms of credibility on Iraq. Second, I would say, a key point, generals do very well. Americans tend to say, hey, if they're telling me what's going on in Iraq and they're over there or they know what's happening, I believe them. Tomorrow on the Daily Briefing, we'll look at Americans' views on whether or not gun control would have helped prevent the tragedy at Virginia Tech. I'm Dr. Frank Newport, editor-in-chief of the Gallup poll with Democracy on Demand. Take the Daily Briefing with you. Search for Gallup at the iTunes Music Store.